voting elections happening this year, many of us may be asked the question, will you be voting? While many of us may answer yes, we may not know what we are voting for or about. Let's take a minute and think of things that we do today that we had to pass a standardized test for. Here are some examples: a driver's license, college entrance exams such as the ACT or SAT, and military entrance exams such as an ASVAB. They require these tests to ensure that everyone has some sort of basic knowledge as it relates to the subject matter at hand. And this should be the same for citizens having to complete a civic competency test before they are eligible to vote. Many Americans do not understand our government or much about American history at all. Having a civic test can help to ensure that the U.S. has educated voters. While everyone likes to think that they understand our government and political policies, the truth is, many do not. In a recent study done in May of 2015 from Newsweek, they gave 1,000 Americans the citizenship test, and 38% failed. Some questions that were asked is, why we fought the Cold War. 73% could not answer this correctly. Another question that was asked was to define the Bill of Rights. 44% couldn't answer this. 29% couldn't name our current vice president. And 6% weren't even sure when our Independence Day was. This study proves that the average American doesn't understand the basic day-to-day workings of our government. Furthermore, it shows that the average American doesn't possess the desired knowledge to know what's on the citizenship test because there is no incentive. If it would be required to pass a civics test, it would make an incentive for Americans to understand the basic government concepts, thereby ensuring educated voters. Let's examine the driver's license exam a little more in detail. As you reach the age of 16, you are not automatically handed a driver's license. You take a test to prove you possess the capabilities to operate a motor vehicle and understand all applicable laws. The same principle needs to apply for people who want to vote. In a recent poll done by CNN, most Americans think that our foreign aid is a major part of government spending, 30%, and are in favor in cutting it, when actually it's only 19%, and the major cost to our government is Social Security and Medicaid. Another example is in a recent Annenberg Public Policy Center poll found that only 38% of Americans know that the Republican Party currently controls the House of Representatives, and a similar number know that the Democrats control the Senate, according to Forbes.com. These studies once again prove that citizens are uneducated regarding the basic elements of our government. With this in mind, we need the civic competency test to inform our citizens. However, government education related to what's on the citizenship test and the civic test need to be enforced in high school before the voting age. We wouldn't need to be burdening the government with this test or to be in this situation if our public school system will be doing their job in educating students before they are graduate and are able to vote. Now that we can see that Americans do not understand our government as well as we all think, some may still argue it is unconstitutional. One contradicting argument that can be stated if it is constitutional. The answer to this is yes. In the Constitution, it states many factors that cannot deny the right to vote for an individual. Some of these are the 15th Amendment, which states that you cannot deny the right to vote based on race. The 19th Amendment that states you cannot deny the right to vote based on gender. And the 26th Amendment that states you cannot deny the right to vote by age, 18 years or older. These amendments all state reasons that citizens cannot be denied, but nowhere states about a civic test. According to History.com, there is no federal affirmative right to vote, which was proved in the Supreme Court in the Bush versus Gore case of 2000. That provides that citizens do not have the right to vote for electors for president. The Voting Rights Act of 1965 also did not not establish an affirmative voting right. According to the New American Foundation, each state controls the rules and procedures on which they can vote. There are only 3 universal requirements, that those are being, you have to be a U.S. citizen, you have to be a resident in the state in which you are voting, and you have to be at least 18 years of age. In North Dakota, you don't even have to register, while in many states you do. All these factors show how it is and will be constitutional. Voting is currently viewed as a right granted to every American citizen at the age of 18. Much like driver's license, military entrance exams, and college entrances, voting should be looked at as a privilege earned and not given. This privilege can be earned upon successful completion of the civic test. If we make the civic test mandatory, the U.S. citizens and voters will have a better understanding of the workings of the United States government. For the uneducated citizens of America, let's make our votes count. Thank you.